Well, you've probably heard the word sequestration.
Oh,
We
yes.
know we all have. That's our favorite word around here. The Department of Defense is facing huge budget cuts. That's what sequestration means if Washington doesn't get its act together. These cuts are from the 2011 Budget Control Act that allowed Congress to raise the national debt ceiling in exchange for future spending cuts.
But the deadline to come up with a plan is coming fast. And without one, it could mean $500 billion in defense cuts. 41 NBC's Amanda Castro tells us how those cuts will impact the Middle Georgia community.
It's called sequestration. Now, that's a big word that will have an even bigger impact on Middle Georgia. Unless Congress and President Obama act by March 1st, these cuts will kick in. And even though the deadline is more than a month away, we're already feeling the impact.
The impact of that, if a solution is not reached, can be significant.
That's why retired Major General Bob McMahon is urging the Middle Georgia community to prepare for the worst. He's calling on community and business leaders, as well as healthcare officials and clergy, to start thinking of ways to help the community if and when sequestration kicks off.
What is absolutely essential to remember is that there are people, Americans, federal employees, who will be adversely affected if our president and our Congress cannot do what it is that we've asked them to do, and that is govern and lead our nation.
The deadline is March 1st, but we're already feeling the impact. Robbins Air Force Base imposed a civilian hiring freeze. Temporary employees are getting fired, and if the defense cuts come, thousands of civilian workers will be forced to take furlough days.
There's going to be certain levels of pain associated with this as people begin to get furloughed, potentially lose their jobs, and the impacts of those folks and how they're going to deal with that.
Businesses will also feel the pain. The Robbins Regional Chamber of Commerce says several of its members are defense contractors with the base.
We've already seen companies making some changes based on, the restructuring that occurred at the base, and this would be a further, blow to that.
As the community starts hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst.
The cuts are going to come, but lawmakers are currently working on a plan to help soften the blow. The deadline for Congress and the president to act is March 1st. Make sure you stay with 41 NBC and 41NBC.com to stay updated on this developing story.